In this video, I'm going to show you what it takes to make it on Twitter, how to become a Twitter influencer in a couple of easy steps. Basically, the answer is, I'm going to show you in a moment, but we're going to follow the examples of Ben.eth and another one being Borovik. Those two accounts are pretty massive. They have huge organic following, most of the time over 100 followers that they managed to get, especially in the past month or 2 months. And they basically did that by tweeting a lot. So the exact answer to the question is you have to tweet around 200 times a day. Replies count, but those have to be organic tweets, those have to be personalized, and this is what it takes. Especially if you look at Borovik, he's tweeting quite a lot. His average is 233 tweets a day in the past 30 days. He made quite a lot of contributions. He's running Twitter Spaces every day. So even though he doesn't have a product that people can go after, he's tweeting quite a lot about the current narratives and basically everything happening in on crypto Twitter right now. So this is one particular example. Ben.eth is a little bit different, right? Because he has a bunch of products, starting with memecoin, psyop, loyal, now NFT collection as far as I can see. So there's a bunch of products behind it and there's a whole movement. So it's a little bit easier for Ben to actually at this point keep on growing because he just needs to have new followers for his products, while Borovik has to chase current narratives. Anyway, both of them are doing pretty massive on Twitter, and the reason for that is that they keep on tweeting a lot. So I did this little calculation. This was a super popular thread on Twitter yesterday, basically on the averages for Ben.eth and Borovik. As you can see, for Ben it's around 200 tweets. For Borovik it's a little bit bigger with 223 tweets a day. I'm going to show you the exact statistics in a moment as well, and both got over dozens of thousands of followers in the past 30 days. So for example, this one is for Borovik. He got 54,000 new followers in the past 30 days, and basically if you calculate that actually how much is 200 tweets, basically it amounts to 20 tweets per hour if you assume that you tweet 10 hours a day, or it's a single tweet every 3 minutes. So basically it's a full-time job that you really have to commit to in order to really make it. So it's super hard. Of course you can hire a team, you can try to automate with bots, but bots are a little bit tricky, especially that they keep on losing context, it's not so personalized and so on. So it still takes a lot of time to really make it on Twitter, and there's really this great commentary from Brian Brinkman quoting my thread and basically thinking about that Web3 influence right now is constant content. You have to keep on pulling new tweets, new videos like on this channel, so subscribe if you don't follow me. So you have to put new constant content to be relevant in a certain way. Of course, there's evergreen content that you can put and people will discover that later on. That's especially true on YouTube and with blogs. A little bit less with Twitter, because on Twitter you're just as good as your last tweet. This kind of content is for fast consumption and it doesn't last long. So making it big on Twitter is much harder unless you have a following somewhere else. So for example, it might be to actually grow following on like a newsletter and then transfer that to your Twitter. So let's look at the statistics behind Ben.eth and Borovik. So this is Ben.eth on Social Blade. As you can see, he has 100 followers. Socialblade.com, this is a great platform to actually verify any kind of influencer you want to verify on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or anything that is really relevant here. So this is pretty cool because they show you the exact statistics. For example, they show you that he gained 80,000 followers in the last 30 days, which is massive. And then you can see something like that, which is pretty nice. So as you can see, this is the kind of statistics for this is the kind of statistics for how much he tweeted per day. So you can see that most of the day he tweeted something like 150, 200. He has one day with 300 tweets, and basically he averaged in total 201 tweets in the past 30 days. So that amounts to around 6,000 tweets in the past month, and gaining 84,000 followers, which is massive. Yeah, so you can see statistics like that. Ben.eth actually has a pretty newer account than Borovik, at least more active lately than of the past. You can see definitely more with Borovik, who has a little bit more followers as well, but he gained 50,000 followers, which is a little bit less, 30,000 less than Ben.eth, but still he's doing amazingly well. You can see that he's tweeting a little bit more, has like 215 right now. That's his average. 6,400 tweets in the last 30 days, 50,000 followers. So that's pretty massive, and you have a bunch of more statistics here. So this is pretty interesting. As you can see, he was gaining followers in the 2021, 2020, but basically not really that much. He was gaining like around 1,000 per month, losing some followers as well. So if you see for like the total gained followers, he was around this probably spot for quite a long time. He gained then a lot of followers in mid of the last year. He got like 13,000, 9,000. So basically he built his base here around 2022, and then it was pretty much flat until basically memecoin season. So he really played into this narrative of memecoin season and managed to really capitalize with followers on that. So he really picked this niche that he go full in after tweeting everything about meme coins, tweeting about new meme coins, especially riding the Pepe wave very early on, hosting Twitter spaces for Pepe and so on. So this is the strategy that really worked, focusing and then consistent content, 200 tweets per day, Twitter spaces and everything else that you can think of. So basically in between, you're looking for the narrative, something that people can go after or people are already following, and then you want to establish yourself in this this kind of niche. This is the best strategy, and it seems to be working consistently with Twitter. I probably will come back to this topic of how to become an influencer on Twitter, but you have to remember that it takes a lot of work. It's not like you can become an influencer. It's much easier actually to become an influencer on LinkedIn. If you think about it, then actually influencers on LinkedIn basically average like one post a day. It has to be better crafted, of course, specific language, more cringy kind of way, but it's a little bit more easy to do that on LinkedIn because you don't have to spend that much time on LinkedIn. You basically just need one really good LinkedIn post every day to make it on LinkedIn. On Twitter, it's something else. It's a lot about commenting, replying, a lot about the particular niche you're after, and then growing from there. Also, I think it's actually much easier from my perspective, growing on YouTube. So when I started this PC crypto channel, I actually had much bigger following on Twitter because back then I had something like 2,000, 3,000 followers on Twitter. Right now I have like 4,000 something. So it grew a little bit, but not so much. On the other hand, I grew in the same period this channel from like 0 to 5,000 followers from the very beginning, basically focusing on different niches. This strategy worked for me pretty well as well. So basically, if you're starting out there or you want to grow your following massively, look at those examples and basically focus on a niche and then go all in. It's really, to some extent, it's a full-time job. There are platforms that might be easier, but probably Twitter, making it on Twitter in the sense of having huge organic following is really hard to do, and you will have to constantly tweet. So think about that as well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.